With Thanksgiving and Christmas on the way, that means music becomes a bigger part of our lives.
The annual Fall Community Band Concert is scheduled Monday night, November 26th. And when that rolls around, we always welcome George Googe and Dwight Porter to West Tennessee today. Mr. Googe, Mr. Porter, thank you for being here. Mr. Googe, tell us about the theme for this November 25th concert.
Well, we actually have two groups that are under the same umbrella that'll be performing for you. Our group, the group that Dwight and I play in, is the Symphonic Winds, and we're the percussionists. I play timpani, and he plays other percussion, principal percussion instruments. And our part is a tribute to Leonard Bernstein. This year would have been Bernstein's 100th birthday. He was born in 1918. We're doing some selections from West Side Story, are some of the main ones we're doing. And we're also doing a few others, Danzon, A Simple Song, and there's a piece called The Wrong Note Rag. Everything we play, it sounds like it might be wrong, but hopefully we're playing the correct wrong notes in that. And then after a brief intermission, our jazz group, the arm of the group that plays jazz music, is doing something called Jazz Rock Funk, a fusion. And it's a little bit different from some of the jazz selections that you've seen before. They're playing Watermelon Man, which ironically came from a larger work called Cantaloupe Island. Doing Frankenstein by Edgar Winter, God Bless the Child, I think it's a Billie Holiday song, and Bohemian Rhapsody of Queen. So there should be something for everybody. And Bernstein's a really neat guy when you look at all the stuff he did.
All right. Mr. Porter, for people new to our community, where do you find the musicians for the band, and how often do you practice?
We practice every other week. We're on an alternate schedule with the jazz band. And the membership in the band is open to anyone who just wants to come and try out and see if they can do it. George and I have been playing. As a matter of fact, we started playing at Union when we were with Union, and that was back in, okay.
All right, Mr. Googe, you mentioned some specifics about the selections. You mentioned West Side Story and things. Could you go into a little bit more detail about those selections, maybe from West Side Story and some of those larger?
West Side Story was a Broadway musical and also adopted in a film that received high acclaim. And it's really a modern day Romeo and Juliet story. Some of them, you'll recognize some of them, like America and Cool. And Mambo is a Puerto Rican Latin beat that will really bring some toe tapping. And then there's The Haunting Somewhere, which is a very mild but dramatic piece, love song.
Yeah. Mr. Porter, these concerts usually have something for everyone's musical taste. What goes into choosing the selections to fit various tastes?
Well, actually, our director does that, and he has done pretty good. I'm a big fan of traditional band music like Holst and Ralph Vaughan Williams, but all of Leonard Bernstein's stuff is popular this year. As a matter of fact, this will be the third concert I've seen of all Leonard Bernstein this year. Between some other bands that I've seen, and he just goes for the variety. What can I say?
Mr. Googe, as you've told us, you play percussion, you've been in music for a very long time. What's the personal enrichment for you to be part of an orchestra like this?
Well, it's a way of us sharing our talent with the community. And we all do this in the community band. We all give our services free to the community. We're not paid anything. We buy our own instruments. I bought my own timpani even for this group. And it gives us a sense of community within the band to be able to produce these, but also be able to share this with the community. Live music, with all of the stress and the spontaneity, You can't replace that with recordings all the time.
Finally, if you will, please run down the time, location, and admission cost on the 25th.
Okay, well, good news here. It's pretty easy to remember. Do you want to take this one, or you want me to
Well,
go ahead?
admission is free. It's at the chapel at Union University. It's November 26th at 7 p.m. It's sort of my last concert before I start playing Christmas music.
Right, well, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Remember, when news breaks out, we break in.
Stay with us for news around the clock at West Tennessee Today on Facebook.